Hey, how you doing? Today's video is on women. Women are the strongest sex there is. There's no getting around it. Men are wimps. Women are powerful. I want to show you one of the most powerful women I've ever ran into. Look at her. What do you think? Isn't she beautiful? That's my fiance. She's one of my teachers. She taught me a lot. Taught me a lot about feeling down when I was down on because I'd lost so many people in my family in so short a period of time. Taught me about, taught me to keep going. She said, listen to what you tell other people and do it. And so we're doing it. All right, so, hey, I got to talk to you about women. Women are basically, what I found in my life, they are the stronger of the sex. They are powerful people. They can do things that other people can't do. They're smarter, I think. They're more compassionate by far. They have inner strength. Never mess with a woman. Because, I had this term I tell people, it's not how big a fight you're in. It's how big a fight you have inside you. And women have a powerful fight inside them. They're powerful. Now, if you got up this morning and you said, male or female, you got up this morning and you said, oh, it's going to be a bad day, blah, 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 blah. Let me explain to you why it's going to be a bad day. This is something I do all the time, something you should be doing. Start doing it tonight. Before I go to bed, I write down 3-4 things I want to accomplish the next day. Those are the things I'm going to dwell my time on. So when I get up in the morning and I look at that list, I go for my coffee and I say, I got to get going. There's got to get these things done. Whether it's going out into the world and going to the store, or whether it's writing something up or doing a blog or watching something, reading a book, outside working with the band, writing a new song. I wrote it down the night before. It was powerful. I thought it was something I really, really wanted to accomplish. So that's what I did. Now try it. I'm telling you, it'll work. You'll get up and you'll be so powerful, and you'll say, if you work all day, that's fine. You still write down what it is you want to accomplish at work, with your relationships. What do you want to do after work? That's important too. Write it down. All right, and then do it. Or go for it. Hey, I'm going to tell you a little story. I was obviously, like as I told you, I owned all these karate schools, and I was the head instructor, blah, blah, blah. But here's what was most important. I would get black belt tests, or I would get brown belt tests, and I demand certain things of people because I want to see inner strength. I want to see them worth what it was we were giving them, because when they're wearing a black belt or a brown belt, they're literally people that they're mentors. And I had mentors, and I had some female mentors in the martial arts. I had some great male mentors, but here's the deal. In my test, I would ask you to do 50 push-ups on your knuckles. Now, I saw men wipe out. They couldn't do it. And remember this one test. The guys came in. One guy did it fine. I promoted him to black belt. One guy came in. There were many, many other things you did, but this was one of the things. And then another guy would come in. No, he couldn't get through it. Didn't even think it was important. Didn't even work at it. And then everybody looked up and saw there was one person left that was testing for black belt, and it was a woman. And she was a small woman, and she didn't look like she could fight her way out of a paper bag, but all the times that I fought her, I knew she was great. This was the thing we needed to see. All the students, the public, parents, me. And I had other black belts on my board that would test these people too. I never took just my own opinion on anything. She walked up, bowed. Huh! Sensei, I'm here for your black belt test, blah, blah, blah. Okay. May I continue? Yes. She walked off from the floor, picked up 2 cement blocks, brought them out, put them down on the floor, put her knuckles on the cement blocks, and she did 75 knuckle push-ups on cement blocks. That's a woman. And that woman was amazing, both internally and outside. And she was promoted to black belt. And she went out to be a great mentor for a lot of people. All right, so I've used a lot of women for teachers because they are great at it. They're not afraid to help you. You just got to listen to them. So if you're in a relationship or you've got a wife and you think that, you're responsible for the world and to keep that family going, and you don't even bring your wife into your concerns or your problems, or, you think you're down so far you can't get back up, well, talk to your wife. Tell her the truth for a change. Or your girlfriend. They're powerful. I'm telling you, they got the ideas. And they got the strength. So use it. My memory. One day I was sleeping. I worked nights, and I hated working nights. But, I worked regular jobs like other people, but I also ran karate schools at the same time, and I played in the band at the same time. And, I was tired. But this one night, I came home, I don't know, must have been 1 o'clock in the morning or so, and went to sleep. And by, say, 7, I wasn't even supposed to be awake until 10 or 11, but I, woke up because they couldn't get the truck started. And I had this old beat-up truck. I wasn't successful then. I didn't really understand it. Only thing I understood at that time of my life was that I hated bullies and I hated thieves. And I would fight like hell, even though I didn't even know what I was doing, if it would come to a bully. But here's the deal. So I went out, half asleep, opened up the hood of the truck. It was parked right in front of the garage, and the garage door was open. And I climbed up on there and I said, "Turn it over!" And the wife was inside and she turned it over, and I looked down the carburetor and I said, it's getting no gas. Now, a person who's not asleep would not have even thought about doing this, but I was asleep. And so I went over to the garage and I got me a plastic container of gas. I jumped up on the truck and I poured it in the carburetor and I said, "Turn it over." And she turned it over and it started, and a huge fire shot up. And it caught the gas can on fire. So I threw it. Well, I threw it right into the garage. So this is the only garage I ever had, so I wanted my garage. So I ran in the garage, and it's still burning. And intelligent me, and probably no woman would ever done this, by the way, guys, I kicked the plastic can of gas to try to get it to go out of the garage. And it exploded. And it covered me with fire and gas. And I was burning. I had on a really heavy winter coat, Levi pants, heavy Burke boots, and I ran. Now, they say drop and roll. I dropped and rolled. I rolled and I rolled, and the gasoline fire just spread from my toes all the way up. And so I took off, and I said to myself, last thing I remember saying, "I'm dead." So I ran up the road, and the fire spread. I heard somebody scream, "Stop!" And I stopped, and I got tackled, knocked on the ground by a small little woman, and she had taken off a brand new coat that we had just bought a couple weeks before, and she smothered that fire out. Smothered. Did you hear that new word? That's a new word for you, smothered. This ain't no English lesson. And I basically, I was in bad shape. That's another video. They came with the ambulance, took me away, and I spent a long time in the hospital, long time recuperating, and that's what got me involved with karate. Because you remember, right, if you'd listened at all, I couldn't walk. And that's the reason why, that fire. Now, you got up, or you're asleep, or you're laying in bed and it's dark, and you're watching this blog. Write down the list of what you want to do tomorrow and do it. Please subscribe, because I really want to be able to do a lot of these, and I think that I can if you subscribe and put down comments and hit the bell. See you.